all around as an offensive unit, defensive unit, and special team. We played as a total unit today, which we need to do every week in and week out.
All right, in the AFC semifinal game today, the Kansas City Chiefs were at home in Arrowhead Stadium playing host to this year's Cinderella team, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Chiefs were the NFL's only unbeaten team at home this season. They were 8-0 at Arrowhead Stadium, where it was only about 1 degree today. Check this out. The trainer trying to get the water cups, and all he gets is ice. He had one of the toughest jobs on the day. First quarter, no score. Steve Bono goes to Lake Dawson, 20 yards for the score. KC out to the early 7-0 lead. Second quarter, 3rd and goal for Indy. Jim Harbaugh back, goes to uncovered Floyd Turner, 5 yards for the score, and we're knotted at 7 apiece. There were some tough licks handed out in this one. Floyd Turner, boom, gets separated from the ball by the Chiefs' Brian Washington. That was a lick and a half. Take another look at it. Here it comes. Yo, that's a major league lick. That goes for the incomplete pass. We're tied at 7-all at intermission. Third quarter, the Chiefs on the move. Bono this time throws into coverage. Mistake. Ashley Ambrose picks it off for the Colts. Bono with 3 interceptions on the day. The Colts capitalize on that Chiefs turnover. Kerry Blanchard connects on a 30-yard field goal to give the Colts a 10-7 lead. That would prove to be the game winner, because with 42 seconds left, Lynn Elliott, I tell you, was having a miserable day. He'd already missed 2 field goals, one of 35 and 39 yards. Then with a chance for a 43-yarder to tie it, and he hooks it left. Elliott missing 3 field goals on the day. And Indianapolis, in another shocker, the Cinderella team rolls on as they knock off KC 10-7.
Yeah, well, you know, this team, we believed in each other, and we just wanted to go out and have fun. We didn't have anything to lose. We felt like everybody was against us. Our backs were against the wall. But we came up victorious. We just kept fighting and having fun.
It's a tremendous tribute to our ball club, Jim. They played hard all year, and I tell you, from a work standpoint, they deserve all of this. We beat a good football team today with the best record in the National Football League. Our goal was to get to the playoffs, and once we got to the playoffs, anything could happen, and anything has happened.
It's never easy to be eliminated from the playoffs, and obviously, in all candor, the most disappointing thing is we created a home field opportunity for ourselves and failed to get it done here. But in this business, you know, you get an opportunity and you have to capitalize and take advantage of it. We failed to do that today in a number of areas, and the result is quite evident.
All right, so the NFL playoffs have now dwindled down to the final 4. 2 of those teams are only 1 win away from Super Bowl 30th. In next weekend's NFC title game, the Green Bay Packers will travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. In the AFC Championship game, those Cinderella Indianapolis Colts invade Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh to tangle with the Steelers. Now, the winner of those 2 games advanced to Super Bowl 30, which is slated for January the 28th at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. And, of course, you can see Super Bowl 30 right here on Channel 2 and NBC. All right, still to come tonight, a case of mistaken identity concerning one of the rising stars with the FSU Seminoles football team. And Team Orlando starts out the year in golf with another victory. That and a lot more after this timeout.
When you want to know how wet,
watch Dave.
And know how hot,
Watch Dave.
when you want to know when, know where,
Watch Dave.
when you want to know how bad it's going to be, you know where to turn. Because when you want to know, you'll know. 2 News Chief Meteorologist Dave Marsh. He's got the experience, technology, and know-how to keep you 1 step ahead of Central Florida weather. Watch Dave, weeknights, only on 2 News.
You know that your money is making a difference in feeding people in our community that need a little bit of help. Why did you guys decide to collect food?
For the poor people who need it.
It is what to do before, during, and after a storm, a hurricane, a tornado.
I thought this was really a great way to reach out to the community. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. It's fun to get out and meet these folks.
You can just pull a nice little grocery bag out of your pantry and come on down and see us.
See very high clouds, serious clouds.
We're trying to help out, and we're trying to help out in a big way.
Welcome back, everyone. They say that imitation is the best form of flattery. Well, FSU running back Rock Preston might beg to differ with you. You see, earlier today, the Eagle Lake Police Department was supposedly charging Rock Preston with possession of cocaine as well as possession of alcohol as a minor and retail theft. That is a result of an arrest made last night in Bartow. Well, police later found out that the guy they had arrested was not Rock Preston, but rather someone claiming to be Rock Preston. The guy in custody was Omar Rashad Preston, a Tallahassee Community College student who, according to Tallahassee police, has a track record of posing as the FSU star. Omar here on the left, Rock on the right. Now, Rock Preston reportedly was in Tallahassee the entire time and not in Bartow. Omar Preston is being charged with, among other things, giving false information and resisting arrest. At the start of today's final round of the Mercedes Golf Championship, 5 of the top 6 golfers on the leaderboard were from Team Orlando. That's right, 5 of the 6 live right here in Central Florida. The Mercedes Championship brings together last year's PGA Tour winner, vying for money and a new Mercedes. Orlando's Mark O'Meara had a 4-shot lead heading into the final round and protected it very well. Check out this one on the par 3 third hole, 184 yards with the 5-iron. Yes! Up to within about 6 inches of the cup, just missing the hole-in-one. He was at 15 under with the birdie. Orlando's Corey Pavin showing why he is one of the best bunker players in the world with shots just like that one. Pavin on the charge, he would finish at 8 under. Another great bunker shot here by Davis Love III, not known for his bunker play, but certainly showing it there. He finishes at 10 under with a round of 68. Orlando's Scott Hoke, he rolls this one in, the long birdie. He finishes at 14 under par and tied for second. Mark O'Meara with the long birdie opportunity, and yes, right into the heart of the cup. He had a 3-shot lead at that stage of things. And Orlando's Corey Pavin comes back. Uh-oh, look out. He hits the old Buddy Pittman shot right into the gallery, bounces off a lady's head. He gets the lucky break. The lady gets a knot on the head, but fortunately, she would be okay. Mark O'Meara with a short birdie to finish it up. He finishes up at 18 under, a 3-shot win with a final round of 68. He wraps it up, picking up some big dough. A 3-shot win, $180,000 paycheck, plus a new Mercedes. Orlando's Scott Hoke and Orlando's Nick Faldo tied for second at 14 under par. Bob Tway was next, 5 shots off the pace. A lot of Central Florida golfers there. In the NBA for a Sunday night, the weather is taking its toll. The Seattle game in New York and the Atlanta game at New Jersey were both postponed due to the snowy weather in the Northeast. In Boston tonight, though, the Celtics did see some action against the Dallas Mavericks. They wish their game had been snowed out. Jason Kidd for the Mavericks knocks down the 3-pointer as well as 29 points on the game. Here out to Jimmy Jackson, who led the way, a 3-pointer for himself. He had 30 points on the game for Dallas. Here they go, the Mavs on the run. Daytona Beach's George McLeod finishes it off. Dallas over Boston 117-96. The Celtics have lost 6 out of their last 7. Elsewhere on the board tonight, the L.A. Clips roll past Vancouver 101-93. And after 3, the L.A. Lakers hold on to a slim 65-62 lead over Denver. The Orlando Magic had the day off to recoup from last night's MASH unit appearance in Cleveland. The Magic had to face the Cavs without both Shaq and Nick Anderson. Shaq out with a strained quadricep muscle. Nick Anderson sidelined with a sprained big toe. They are day-to-day. The Magic got a big performance from Dennis Scott, 3D, knocking him down. He had 27 points on the night. Penny added 27. Penny added 23, but it was not enough to counter the 59% shooting from the Cavaliers. Cleveland hands the Magic their 7th road loss of the season, 105-94. Now, it is another busy week for the Magic, starting out tomorrow night as the Magic hit the road for Philadelphia. On Tuesday night, they are back at home in the arena to host the New Jersey Nets. On Friday, the Milwaukee Bucks come to town. Then on Saturday, the Magic begin a 5-game, 9-day road trip. The first stop is in Mr. Robinson's neighborhood in San Antonio. That trip also includes stops in Dallas, Phoenix, Utah, and Houston. Still ahead on Sunday Sports Extra, several thousand take an early morning run through the Magic Kingdom, and the international motorsports drivers continue to fine-tune for next month's Rolex 24. We got all kind of racing after this timeout.
They've hurt and betrayed people they love.
I'm so sorry. You haven't spoken to me in years.
Will saying I'm sorry get them a new start?
I'm not seeing Mike, and there's nothing between us. Life is too short to fight with people that we love.
I just want to know why she did it when she was supposed to be my best friend.
Could you forgive and forget?
I like you being the godmother of my baby. Will you be very big?
Next Saturday.
Monday morning at 11 on Channel 2.
If you're worried about the future, plant a tree today.
They clean the air we breathe, create beauty.
They cool our cities,
shade us in the summer,
conserve energy,
help fight pollution,
and protect us from the cold winter winds.
Birds will come here when it gets bigger. Children will play under its branches.
City trees add the soft touch of nature to our busy lives.
It'll get shade, keep things cool, and all the time it's growing, it'll clear the air we breathe.
Make life livable for all.
All this from one little pine tree.
That's the miracle of trees.
Start a tradition and plant a tree for each of your children.
And make a commitment to their care.
Hey, why don't you plant a tree too? Please. Trees for America.
Plant a tree, trees for America. Plant a tree today for all the world to share.
Well, if you're going to get up early enough to start a 26.2-mile run at 6:30 in the morning, what better place to do it than Walt Disney World? About 6,000 runners took part in the third annual Disney Marathon, runners from all 50 states and some 34 countries. It took over 5 minutes to clear the starting grid as the field set sail on their 26.2-mile trek through the Disney theme parks. Now, in a roundabout way, some of the runners will also pass through Boston. 75 of the runners in this year's Disney event will earn starting spots in the Centennial edition of the Boston Marathon in April. The Disney Marathon is the largest such event in the Southeast and is considered one of the top 10 events in the country. A special treat to this year's event, as the runners made their way through Blizzard Beach, some Disney magic created an appropriate snowy atmosphere. As they came to the finish line, Colombia's Miguel Upegui was the overall winner with a time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 26 seconds, more than 6 minutes ahead of the second-place finisher, Robert Langfeld of Germany. Apopka's Gary Cohen was 9th overall and first in the men's age group 35 to 39. The women's overall winner was Lubov Kachko from the Ukraine. Her time, 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 11 seconds. In the wheelchair division, Scott Holenbeck of Smyrna, Georgia, won the men's title in record-setting fashion, while in the women's division, Christina Pate of Apopka won for the second year in a row. All right, a big day at Disney and also at Daytona. The Rolex 24 at the Daytona International Speedway is one of only 2 24-hour endurance races in the world. The other one is at Le Mans. Now, this weekend, the IMSA drivers, including Central Florida's Wayne Taylor, are trying to fine-tune their act for next month's test of man and machine. Tim Gray has more from the Speedway.
Altamont Springs' Wayne Taylor has had one heck of a ride in motor racing. The 35-year-old South African is testing this weekend at the Daytona International Speedway for next month's International Motorsports Association Rolex 24-hour race. To date, Taylor has 4 IMSA wins, including 2 in 1995 and a World Sports Car Championship in 1994.
Well, you know, a year ago I stood here, I just won the championship, and I said what I wanted to do in 95 was to win races. In 95 I won races, I didn't win the championship. 96, clearly, I'd like to win the 24-hour, but more importantly, we want to win the championship again.
In 1996, Taylor has switched teams, moving from the Danka Konica Momo Ferrari to an Oldsmobile with Riley and Scott.
And it's really what I need to concentrate on winning a championship. You need every bit of ingredient to have the ultimate race car, and I think we really have that, and we've got all the right people.
Team Taylor is a close bunch. Wife Shelley and sons Ricky and Jordan travel the circuit with Wayne.
Ricky is 6, Jordan's 4, you know, they're just starting to understand, you know, that their dad's a racing driver. They love it.
Just how the South African who grew up dreaming of being a Formula One driver landed here in Central Florida is a different story.
Good question. When I originally came to America in 1990, I had an opportunity to come and drive here. We thought, well, where are we going to live? My wife's brother is a neonatologist, Arnold Palmer, and they were living here, so we picked Orlando.
Wayne Taylor actually began his racing career at the tender age of 15, running go-karts in his native South Africa. But believe it or not, it was 14 years earlier than that when his career actually took off.
You know, I was going to races from when I was a year old.
You were hooked from that early?
Yeah. As far back as I can remember. That's all I ever wanted to do.
While the Rolex 24 Hours and IMSA are on Wayne's mind now, there is a chance that Indy racing could be in Taylor's future. And since Disney now has a race, well,
there's certainly a lot of interest because Oldsmobile with the Aurora V8, which is the engine we're using in this car, this is the official engine, which is going to be the IRL engine for 1997, so there's a lot of possibilities.
At the Daytona International Speedway, I'm Tim Gray for 2 News Sports.
Thank you, Tim. The IMSA testing will run through tomorrow at Daytona. The Rolex 24 is slated for February 3rd and 4th at the Big D. Now, earlier this week at Daytona, the NASCAR Winston Cup drivers were on the track. The General Motors cars getting down to business in their first of 2 test sessions in January. The speeds and times during the sessions are unofficial, but the fastest of the Chevys last week was Terry Labonte in his Kellogg's Monte Carlo. Labonte turning in the fastest lap of 47.94 seconds. That averages out to about 187.699 miles per hour. Now, Sterling Marlin is back looking to make history by winning the Daytona 500 3 years in a row. He was second fastest at 186.974, and the third fastest was Dale Earnhardt at 186.881 miles per hour. Earnhardt is back, still looking for his first ever Daytona 500 win.
Well, that's what it's about. You know, we worked so many hours and months really to get ready for Daytona. We put more emphasis on this race, probably do 10 or 15 other races, but that's what it's all about, trying to win here at Daytona. It's the race you think about.
And they have brought 2 cars specifically designed for Daytona. They'll only run them at Daytona, so Richard Childress and the Earnhardt gang are certainly serious about winning the Daytona 500 this time around. The Fords hit the track at Daytona on Tuesday for their first 3-day test session. All right, now a couple of weeks off for the local guys, but after the holidays, they are back racing once again. We started out Friday night at Orlando Speed World, the sportsman race. Look out. Russ Shaw gets the e-ticket ride, courtesy of Larry Osteen as they spin through turn 2. On to the late models affair. Looks like somebody breaks through here. Tank Tucker's car breaks loose and clips the nose of Bob Hicks. They go for the mudslide ride, but both will be okay. All right, as they spin to the finish, Ronnie Burkett just able to hold off Ricky Wood to win it. Wood would finish second, Bruce Everett third. On to the 4-cylinder bombers here. 3 wide, not going to work. They've tried it before. They'll try it again, but it never works. It would be Stefanik and Gondet going into the wall. Ted Page would survive that battle to win it. On to Saturday night's action at New Smyrna Speedway. The late model feature called the Red Eye 100. Full field of some of the best running in this one. A wild mishap here, though. 6 cars involved in this one, including Ricky Wood in the Orlando Plastics machine. Fortunately, all were okay, but a lot of sheet metal damage there. All right, late in the race, David Russell in the lead, dueling it out with Bruce Lawrence and Ronnie Burkett. They were moving on through, and the battle would develop, but David Russell would emerge victorious as he stretched out the lead in the Gully Soft Drink Horsing Around Farm Chevy Camaro. He rolls to victory lane in the Red Eye 100. Ronnie Burkett second, Bruce Lawrence third, but congratulations, should I say, to David Russell. All right, a light night of only 2 games on the National Hockey League slate for tonight. One of those in Chicago where the Blackhawks were on their home ice.